The recent movement of the USS Gerald R into what officials are describing as launch position in the Gulf has sent waves of attention across military and geopolitical circles. As the world's largest aircraft carrier, the Gerald R is not only a symbol of American naval supremacy, but also a key instrument of power projection in one of the planet's most strategically sensitive regions. Analysts have described its maneuvering as a clear signal of U.S. intent to maintain a robust presence in the Gulf, especially amid rising tensions and ongoing regional uncertainties. For decades, the Gulf has been a focal point of global trade, energy security, and strategic competition. And the arrival of a vessel of this magnitude underscores the seriousness with which Washington approaches both deterrence and operational readiness. The USS Gerald R is a technological marvel, representing the latest evolution of American naval capabilities. Its size and capabilities dwarf those of any other ship in the region, allowing it to carry a complement of advanced aircraft, defensive systems, and command and control infrastructure that can operate for extended periods without resupply. Beyond its physical power, the presence of the carrier signals a broader commitment. The U.S. is willing to project military force, ensure maritime security, and maintain rapid response options in a volatile theater. Such movements are carefully choreographed, reflecting months, if not years, of planning, coordination, and intelligence gathering. The decision to bring the Gerald R to launch position was likely influenced by both strategic calculations and ongoing developments in regional security dynamics. Strategically, the Gulf has always held immense importance. It is home to some of the world's busiest shipping lanes, particularly for oil and gas exports, making its stability crucial not only for regional actors, but also for the global economy. Any disruption can have immediate and far-reaching consequences, influencing commodity prices, trade flows, and geopolitical alliances. The presence of the Gerald R enhances situational awareness and deterrence capability, allowing the U.S. to respond quickly to potential threats. Military planners often emphasize that positioning a carrier in such a region serves multiple purposes. It reassures allies, deters adversaries, and maintains flexibility in a constantly shifting security environment. The movement of the Gerald R also carries a clear political dimension. In recent months, regional tensions have fluctuated due to disputes over maritime boundaries, proxy conflicts, and the strategic maneuvering of global powers. Washington's decision to deploy its most advanced carrier can be interpreted as both a show of strength and a reaffirmation of its commitment to regional partners. Diplomatically, such moves communicate resolve. They signal that the U.S. is willing to protect its interests and those of its allies, while simultaneously asserting its capability to operate in contested or strategically vital areas. While critics may argue that such maneuvers risk escalation, supporters contend that visible readiness is a necessary component of deterrence, reducing the likelihood of miscalculation by adversaries. The technical capabilities of the USS Gerald R are equally noteworthy. Equipped with next-generation radar systems, advanced aircraft launch mechanisms, and state-of-the-art defensive weaponry, the carrier is designed for both offensive and defensive operations. Its electromagnetic aircraft launch system, EMALS, allows for rapid deployment of fighter jets and surveillance aircraft, providing unmatched operational flexibility. Additionally, its integrated power systems enable sustained high-tempo operations, ensuring that the ship can maintain a constant presence in a region where time-sensitive responses can be critical. These technological advantages make the Gerald R not merely a symbol of naval might, but a highly functional instrument of strategic leverage. The timing of the carrier's deployment is also significant. Military analysts suggest that positioning the Gerald R in the Gulf at this moment reflects a broader assessment of regional threats, intelligence on potential adversarial activity, and alignment with ongoing U.S. military strategy. The move is likely coordinated with other assets in the region, including amphibious ships, submarines, and reconnaissance platforms, to ensure comprehensive situational awareness and operational readiness. Furthermore, the deployment demonstrates the U.S. Navy's ability to rapidly project power across vast distances, an essential capability in a theater where regional crises can escalate quickly. From a geopolitical perspective, the presence of the Gerald R in the Gulf resonates across multiple layers. Regional actors, such as Gulf Cooperation Council members and other strategic partners, likely view the deployment as reassurance of U.S. commitment to security and stability. At the same time, potential adversaries may interpret it as a challenge, prompting recalibrations in their own military posture or strategic calculations. These dual effects illustrate the delicate balance inherent in military signaling. Deterrence must be communicated clearly to adversaries while simultaneously reassuring allies and avoiding unnecessary escalation. The operational considerations of maintaining the Gerald R in a launch position are immense. Naval officers emphasize that the logistics of sustaining a carrier's presence involve complex coordination of fuel, supplies, aircraft maintenance, and personnel readiness. The ship's nuclear propulsion allows extended operations without refueling, but other operational needs require meticulous planning. Additionally, the coordination of flight operations, both for surveillance and potential combat missions, demands continuous monitoring of regional airspace, maritime traffic, and electronic signals. Such high-tempo operations necessitate a combination of technical expertise, operational discipline, and seamless communication across multiple command layers, highlighting the extraordinary complexity of modern naval warfare. Historically, the deployment of major carriers has been used as a strategic tool to influence diplomatic negotiations and regional decision-making. By positioning the Gerald Ford in the Gulf, the U.S. demonstrates not only military capability, but also an ability to shape perceptions of power and commitment. Such deployments can influence negotiations, reinforce deterrence, and create leverage in situations ranging from arms control discussions to maritime security arrangements. Observers note that the symbolic weight of the world's largest carrier, combined with its operational capabilities, magnifies its strategic impact, making it a central player in regional calculations even before any direct action is taken. Finally, public perception and media coverage amplify the significance of the Gerald Ford's movements. Images of the carrier, accompanied by reports of its capabilities and mission objectives, resonate not only in military circles, but also among domestic and international audiences. This visibility plays a role in shaping political narratives, influencing public support for military operations, and reinforcing perceptions of national strength. In an era where global audiences are connected instantly, the deployment of a flagship carrier serves both practical operational purposes and strategic communication goals, ensuring that the message of readiness and capability reaches multiple stakeholders simultaneously. In conclusion, the movement of the USS Gerald Ford into launch position in the Gulf is a multidimensional event with military, political, economic, and symbolic significance. It reflects careful planning, strategic foresight, and a keen understanding of the delicate balance required in one of the world's most critical maritime regions. As analysts, regional actors, and global powers assess the implications, the Gerald Ford stands as both a tool of deterrence and a statement of intent, a reminder of the United States' ability to project power, respond to emerging threats, and shape the strategic environment in ways that extend far beyond the immediate theater of operations. The next steps, closely watched by both allies and adversaries, will determine whether this positioning achieves its intended effect of stability and deterrence, or whether it catalyzes new dynamics in an already complex geopolitical landscape. The strategic deployment of the USS Gerald Ford into the Gulf represents more than just a show of naval strength. It reflects the intricate layers of planning, intelligence, and diplomacy that underpin modern military operations. At a time when regional tensions remain high due to a combination of maritime disputes, proxy conflicts, and fluctuating alliances, the carrier's presence functions as both a deterrent and a reassurance mechanism. For U.S. policymakers, the objective is clear: maintain freedom of navigation, project power, and signal to allies and adversaries alike that the United States can respond rapidly to threats in a region critical to global energy security and trade. The operational planning behind positioning the Gerald Ford in launch position is vast and meticulously orchestrated. Military logistics, particularly for a ship of this scale, require seamless coordination of supplies, personnel, aircraft readiness, and communication systems. The carrier's nuclear propulsion gives it the ability to operate for extended periods without refueling, but other operational needs, including food, munitions, spare parts, and aviation support, demand precise supply chain management. Additionally, the integration of the carrier with surrounding naval assets such as destroyers, cruisers, submarines, and support vessels ensures layered defense and expanded operational reach. Such a comprehensive deployment highlights the United States' capacity for sustained power projection in contested environments. From a strategic perspective, the Gerald Ford's movement underscores a principle central to U.S. naval doctrine: forward presence. By maintaining a visible, operationally ready presence in critical regions, the Navy can influence adversary behavior, reassure allies, and maintain rapid response options in crisis situations. Forward-deployed carriers allow commanders to respond to unexpected contingencies without delay, whether it involves maritime security operations, humanitarian assistance, or combat readiness in response to hostile activity. In regions like the Gulf, where commercial and military interests intersect, this capability is particularly critical. The geopolitical implications of the carrier's positioning extend beyond the immediate theater. Regional actors, including Gulf Cooperation Council states, are closely monitoring the movement for indications of U.S. intent and commitment. The presence of the world's largest carrier serves as a tangible signal that Washington prioritizes the stability and security of the Gulf. At the same time, potential adversaries perceive the deployment as a demonstration of resolve, prompting a recalibration of their own strategic and military postures. This dual signaling effect, reassurance for allies, deterrence for adversaries, illustrates the nuanced impact of such high-profile naval movements. Technological sophistication sets the Gerald Ford apart from its predecessors. Its Advanced Electromagnetic Aircraft Launch System, EMALS, enables rapid and efficient deployment of a range of aircraft, including fighter jets, surveillance planes, and unmanned aerial vehicles. This operational flexibility allows for continuous monitoring of potential threats and rapid execution of missions, ranging from air defense to intelligence gathering. Additionally, the carrier's integrated radar and electronic warfare systems provide superior situational awareness, enhancing the fleet's ability to detect, track, and respond to emerging risks. The combination of firepower, intelligence, and mobility makes the Gerald Ford an unparalleled tool for both deterrence and operational effectiveness. In terms of military signaling, timing is everything. The decision to move the carrier into the Gulf likely reflects an assessment of ongoing regional threats and emerging crises. Military strategists often emphasize that the placement of high-value assets serves multiple functions. It communicates readiness, reinforces strategic priorities, and enhances leverage in diplomatic negotiations. The very act of positioning a carrier of this magnitude in a sensitive maritime environment sends a message that the U.S. is capable of rapid intervention, while also emphasizing that it possesses the technological and operational advantage to maintain a sustained presence. Regional security dynamics further complicate the environment in which the Gerald Ford operates. The Gulf remains a hotspot for maritime disputes, sanctions enforcement, and the activities of various state and non-state actors. Ensuring the free flow of commercial shipping, particularly oil and gas exports, requires constant vigilance and coordination between naval units and regional partners. The carrier's ability to project air power, provide command and control oversight, and integrate with allied assets enhances operational effectiveness and reduces the likelihood of miscalculation. Analysts note that such deployments are carefully calibrated to balance deterrence with de-escalation, ensuring that military presence does not inadvertently provoke conflict. The political dimension of this deployment cannot be ignored. By moving the Gerald Ford into a visible operational position, the U.S. communicates commitment not only to regional security, but also to global strategic interests. The carrier's presence reinforces confidence among allies that the U.S. remains invested in stability, while simultaneously signaling to potential adversaries that provocations will be met with credible military capability. Diplomatically, this positioning can influence negotiations, reassure partners, and shape regional calculations, demonstrating that military assets serve both operational and symbolic roles in international relations. Economic and logistical considerations are also critical in understanding the deployment. The Gulf is home to key shipping lanes and some of the world's largest energy exporters, making the security of maritime traffic a priority. The Gerald Ford's presence ensures that trade flows remain secure and that any disruption can be quickly addressed. Maintaining such a carrier in operational readiness requires extensive logistical support, including resupply of munitions, provisions, and aviation fuel, as well as continuous maintenance of onboard systems. Coordinating these elements in a high-tempo operational environment is a testament to the sophistication and planning required to sustain modern naval power projection. The political dimensions of deploying the Gerald Ford cannot be overlooked. By moving the world's largest carrier into a strategic region, the United States sends a clear message about its commitment to protecting national interests and supporting regional partners. This is particularly important given ongoing disputes over maritime boundaries, security arrangements, and regional influence. Such deployments reinforce U.S. credibility and influence, shaping calculations in diplomatic negotiations, and signaling that military readiness is closely aligned with broader foreign policy objectives. Historical precedents further contextualize the significance of carrier deployments. Throughout the 20th and 21st centuries, aircraft carriers have been central to U.S. strategy, from the Pacific Theater in World War II to modern operations in the Middle East. Their presence has repeatedly influenced the strategic calculations of both allies and adversaries, often serving as a stabilizing factor by demonstrating operational capability and deterrence. The Gerald Ford continues this tradition, combining technological innovation with operational power to create a force that is both practical and symbolic in its impact. Regional actors respond not only to the carrier's physical presence, but also to the implications of its capabilities. The speed, range, and adaptability of the Gerald Ford's air wing allow the U.S. to conduct a variety of missions, including reconnaissance, air defense, and precision strike, without relying on regional bases. This operational independence enhances strategic flexibility and reduces vulnerabilities, allowing the United States to respond to crises quickly while minimizing exposure to localized threats. For regional partners, this represents a significant assurance of continued support and deterrence in a complex security environment. The intersection of media and public perception adds an additional layer of strategic impact. News coverage, imagery, and reports about the Gerald Ford's movements reinforce the perception of U.S. naval dominance and readiness. Such visibility serves a dual purpose: It reassures domestic and allied audiences while sending a calculated signal to potential adversaries. In the modern age, where perception and narrative play a crucial role in strategic calculations, the deployment of a flagship carrier like the Gerald Ford extends influence far beyond its immediate operational capabilities. The broader strategic context highlights why the carrier's deployment is so significant. The Gulf remains a nexus of geopolitical competition, featuring not only state actors but also non-state actors capable of disrupting maritime security. The Gerald Ford provides both a deterrent effect and a rapid response option, reducing the likelihood of miscalculation or escalation. Its ability to project power, combined with integrated intelligence and defensive systems, makes it a central element in U.S. The positioning of the Gerald Ford in the Gulf demonstrates a sophisticated understanding of the interplay between military capability, regional security, and strategic signaling. By integrating operational readiness with advanced technology and strategic foresight, the U.S. Navy maintains an edge that is both credible and flexible. In conclusion, the Gerald Ford's positioning in the Gulf represents a convergence of operational, strategic, political, and symbolic considerations. Its capabilities extend far beyond the mere projection of military power, encompassing intelligence gathering, deterrence, regional reassurance, and strategic signaling. The deployment highlights the meticulous planning, technological sophistication, and operational coordination required to maintain dominance in one of the world's most strategically critical regions. As the carrier operates from its launch position, its presence will continue to influence regional dynamics, shape international perceptions, and reinforce the United States' ability to project power and maintain security in the Gulf and beyond. The deployment of the USS Gerald Ford into the Gulf is a multifaceted maneuver that extends beyond conventional military operations, encompassing strategic, technological, and diplomatic dimensions. At the operational level, the carrier serves as a floating airbase capable of executing a wide array of missions, from intelligence gathering and surveillance to airstrikes and maritime security. Its presence in launch position is a reflection of meticulous planning, both in terms of logistical readiness and the broader geopolitical context. Every movement, every flight operation, and every sensor sweep is designed to reinforce deterrence, maintain situational awareness, and provide U.S. commanders with flexible options for responding to any potential scenario. From a strategic standpoint, the carrier's presence sends a clear message about U.S. priorities in the Gulf. This region is critical not only because of its energy exports and shipping lanes, but also due to its complex security environment. Proxy conflicts, territorial disputes, and the activities of non-state actors contribute to a dynamic and sometimes unpredictable operational landscape. In such an environment, the Gerald Ford functions as a stabilizing presence, signaling to both allies and potential adversaries that the U.S. possesses the operational capacity to respond rapidly and effectively. This signaling serves dual purposes, reassuring friendly nations while deterring actions that could escalate tensions or threaten regional stability. The carrier's technological capabilities are central to its strategic utility. Equipped with the Electromagnetic Aircraft Launch System, EMALS, advanced radar, and electronic warfare suites, the Gerald Ford can launch and recover aircraft with unprecedented efficiency and speed. Its air wing includes a mix of fighter jets, surveillance planes, and unmanned aerial vehicles, UAVs, each providing a unique operational capability. The integration of these platforms enables the carrier to perform simultaneous missions, from reconnaissance and maritime patrol to precision strikes, while maintaining a high level of operational readiness. In essence, the Gerald Ford embodies the principle of force multiplication, enhancing the effectiveness of the entire naval task force and extending the reach of U.S. military power in the region. Operational coordination is another critical aspect of the carrier's deployment. The Gerald Ford rarely operates alone. It is supported by an integrated network of surface combatants, submarines, and logistics vessels. This network provides layered defense against potential threats, whether from air, surface, or subsurface sources. Coordination between these assets involves sophisticated communication systems, shared intelligence, and rigorous planning. Exercises and drills conducted in the Gulf ensure that the carrier and its supporting vessels can operate seamlessly, maintaining operational readiness while reducing the risk of miscommunication or errors in high-stakes scenarios. This integration demonstrates the complexity of modern naval operations, where success depends on both advanced technology and effective human coordination. The geopolitical implications of the carrier's presence are profound. Allies in the Gulf, including members of the Gulf Cooperation Council, view the Gerald Ford as a tangible demonstration of U.S. commitment to regional security. Its presence reassures partners that Washington is prepared to uphold the rules-based international order, protect critical shipping lanes, and deter aggression. Conversely, potential adversaries perceive the carrier as a potent symbol of U.S. military capability, compelling them to consider the risks of provocative actions. This dual signaling effect, deterrence combined with reassurance, underscores the strategic significance of the deployment and highlights the role of aircraft carriers as instruments of both military and diplomatic influence. Logistics and sustainability play a key role in the operational effectiveness of the Gerald Ford. Maintaining a high-tempo presence in a strategic region requires precise coordination of supplies, maintenance, and personnel management. While the carrier's nuclear propulsion allows for extended operations without refueling, other operational necessities, including munitions, provisions, and aircraft support, require constant logistical planning. The efficiency of these operations ensures that the carrier can remain in position for extended periods, providing sustained deterrence and rapid response capability. The logistical sophistication required to sustain such a deployment is a testament to the Navy's operational expertise and organizational discipline. The deployment also intersects with broader U.S. military strategy. Carriers like the Gerald Ford are central to the concept of forward presence, which emphasizes the projection of power into key regions to shape outcomes before crises escalate. By maintaining a visible and credible presence, the United States can influence regional calculations, support Allied decision-making, and reduce the likelihood of miscalculations by potential adversaries. This approach reflects decades of naval doctrine, in which the strategic placement of high-value assets serves as both a practical tool for operations and a signaling mechanism for international diplomacy. Economic considerations further amplify the significance of the carrier's deployment. The Gulf is home to critical energy infrastructure and shipping lanes that are vital to global commerce. Ensuring the security of these maritime routes directly impacts global markets, energy prices, and the economic stability of both regional and international actors. The Gerald Ford's ability to monitor and respond to potential disruptions reinforces the reliability of these trade routes, providing a tangible link between military capability and economic security. In essence, the carrier functions not only as a military instrument, but also as a safeguard for global economic interests. Historically, the deployment of aircraft carriers has been used as both a deterrent and a tool for shaping strategic outcomes. From the Pacific campaigns of World War II to operations in the Middle East, carriers have influenced the behavior of allies and adversaries alike. The Gerald Ford continues this tradition, leveraging technological superiority, operational flexibility, and symbolic weight to project influence. Its presence in the Gulf is a continuation of decades-long strategic patterns, adapted to contemporary technological and geopolitical realities. Public perception and media coverage enhance the carrier's strategic impact. Images of the Gerald Ford, its flight operations, and supporting task force convey messages of power and preparedness to audiences worldwide. Media dissemination serves multiple purposes. It reassures domestic constituencies of U.S. military capability, communicates commitment to allies, and signals readiness to potential adversaries. In the modern era, where perception and narrative are integral to strategy, the visibility of the Gerald Ford extends its influence beyond physical operations, shaping both public sentiment and international calculations. The operational flexibility of the carrier is particularly important, given the dynamic threats in the Gulf. The region is characterized by both state and non-state actors capable of maritime disruption, including asymmetric threats such as small boat attacks, mines, and cyber operations. The Gerald Ford's integrated defense systems, combined with its air wing and support vessels, provide the capability to respond to a wide spectrum of threats. This adaptability ensures that the carrier can maintain operational effectiveness in a variety of scenarios, providing a credible deterrent while safeguarding vital regional interests. Finally, the deployment of the Gerald Ford reflects the broader evolution of naval warfare in the 21st century. Modern carriers are not only platforms for projecting firepower, they are sophisticated nodes for intelligence collection, command and control, and joint operations. The integration of advanced technologies, combined with the human expertise of the crew and task force, allows for rapid decision-making and operational precision. The presence of such a vessel in the Gulf exemplifies the complexity, adaptability, and strategic foresight required for modern military operations, reinforcing the carrier's role as both a practical tool and a strategic symbol. In conclusion, the Gerald Ford's deployment in the Gulf is a multi-dimensional maneuver, combining operational, technological, strategic, and symbolic objectives. Its capabilities extend beyond the projection of military power to encompass intelligence gathering, deterrence, reassurance, and strategic signaling. The integration of advanced technology, operational coordination, and strategic planning ensures that the carrier functions effectively in a complex regional environment. As the world observes this deployment, the Gerald Ford stands as both a formidable military asset and a symbol of U.S. commitment to maintaining stability, security, and influence in one of the most strategically critical maritime regions on the planet. Its presence will continue to shape regional calculations, influence global perceptions, and reinforce the United States' ability to project power and maintain operational readiness in the Gulf and beyond. The strategic positioning of the USS Gerald Ford in the Gulf is not only a statement of military capability, but also a pivotal element in the United States' broader approach to regional stability and power projection. Beyond the tactical advantages offered by its size, technology, and operational flexibility, the Gerald Ford represents a tangible manifestation of strategic foresight, integrating lessons learned from decades of naval operations and evolving geopolitical realities. Analysts emphasize that understanding this deployment requires a holistic view encompassing military, political, economic, and technological factors, each intersecting to shape the broader implications of the carrier's presence. From an operational standpoint, the Gerald Ford serves as a mobile hub for command and control, air operations, and maritime security. Its integrated air wing includes fighter aircraft, reconnaissance planes, and unmanned aerial vehicles, UAVs, capable of conducting simultaneous missions across multiple domains. These aircraft provide both defensive coverage and offensive capability, ensuring the carrier can respond to emerging threats in real time. Moreover, the vessel's advanced radar and electronic warfare systems extend situational awareness over vast distances, enhancing both defensive posture and strategic responsiveness. In the high-stakes environment of the Gulf, such capabilities are critical for maintaining a credible deterrent and ensuring operational dominance. The logistical sophistication required to maintain the Gerald Ford in operational readiness underscores the complexity of modern naval operations. While its nuclear propulsion allows extended deployment without refueling, other operational needs, including munitions resupply, aircraft maintenance, provisions, and personnel support, demand meticulous planning and coordination. Support vessels, including destroyers, cruisers, and supply ships, work in concert with the carrier to ensure uninterrupted operational capability. This integrated approach reflects the U.S. Navy's emphasis on preparedness, demonstrating that the presence of a single high-value asset is supported by an extensive and carefully orchestrated network of resources. Geopolitically, the carrier's deployment communicates multiple messages simultaneously. To regional allies, particularly members of the Gulf Cooperation Council, it reassures that the U.S. remains committed to stability, security, and the protection of critical trade routes. For potential adversaries, it serves as a deterrent, signaling that any aggressive moves will be met with credible rapid response capabilities. This dual effect of reassurance and deterrence is central to modern military strategy, highlighting the symbolic as well as operational significance of forward-deployed carriers. The technological capabilities of the Gerald Ford enhance both its operational effectiveness and strategic impact. Its electromagnetic aircraft launch system, EMALS, allows for rapid, efficient deployment of aircraft, while advanced arresting gear ensures safe and reliable recoveries. These systems provide the carrier with unmatched operational tempo, enabling sustained high-intensity operations. The integration of next-generation sensors, communications, and command systems further amplifies situational awareness, allowing commanders to make informed, real-time decisions. Collectively, these technological advantages position the Gerald Ford as a key instrument in maintaining a U.S. naval superiority in the region. Timing is a critical aspect of this deployment. Analysts suggest that the decision to move the Gerald Ford into the Gulf is informed by real-time assessments of regional threats, intelligence on potential adversarial activity, and alignment with broader U.S. military strategy. By positioning the carrier at this moment, the U.S. maximizes both operational flexibility and strategic messaging. The move serves not only to prepare for potential contingencies, but also to influence diplomatic negotiations and regional decision-making processes, demonstrating the interplay between military capability and geopolitical signaling. Economic considerations are also intertwined with the carrier's presence. The Gulf remains a vital artery for global energy supplies, and any disruption to shipping lanes could have immediate and far-reaching consequences for international markets. By ensuring freedom of navigation and protecting key maritime infrastructure, the Gerald Ford directly supports economic stability. Its ability to project air power, monitor commercial traffic, and provide rapid response capability enhances confidence in the security of trade routes, demonstrating how military deployment and economic interests are closely interconnected in strategically significant regions. The historical precedent for carrier deployments provides further context for understanding the Gerald Ford's significance. Aircraft carriers have long been central to U.S. naval strategy, serving as both instruments of power projection and tools for diplomatic leverage. From the Pacific Theater in World War II to contemporary operations in the Middle East, the presence of a carrier has repeatedly influenced the behavior of both allies and adversaries. The Gerald Ford continues this tradition, leveraging advanced technology, operational flexibility, and symbolic weight to achieve strategic objectives, while reinforcing the credibility of U.S. commitments. Regional security dynamics further illustrates the carrier's importance. The Gulf is characterized by asymmetric threats, territorial disputes, and complex alliances, creating an environment in which rapid and credible response capabilities are essential. The Gerald Ford's ability to coordinate with supporting vessels, conduct intelligence operations, and deploy air assets provides a comprehensive approach to security. This operational versatility ensures that the carrier can adapt to a wide range of scenarios, from maritime interdiction to crisis response, maintaining both deterrence and readiness in a volatile theater. Media coverage of the Gerald Ford's movement, flight operations, and supporting task force contributes to global awareness of U.S. naval capabilities. Images and reports serve multiple audiences, reassuring domestic constituencies, signaling commitment to allies, and demonstrating readiness to potential adversaries. In an era where perception shapes strategy, the visibility of a flagship carrier extends its influence beyond physical operations, reinforcing both deterrence and diplomatic messaging. Coordination with allied forces enhances the operational impact of the Gerald Ford. Multinational exercises and joint operations improve interoperability, ensuring that coalition forces can respond cohesively to regional crises. These partnerships not only enhance military effectiveness, but also strengthen diplomatic ties, demonstrating a shared commitment to stability and security. By integrating allied capabilities, the carrier contributes to a broader strategic framework in which collective preparedness reduces risk and reinforces deterrence. Cybersecurity and electronic warfare are increasingly critical elements of carrier operations. The Gerald Ford's advanced systems are designed to operate in contested electromagnetic environments, ensuring resilience against potential cyber and electronic attacks. Protecting communications, sensor networks, and command systems is essential for maintaining operational integrity and situational awareness. In a theater where asymmetric threats are prevalent, the integration of cybersecurity measures alongside conventional military capabilities enhances the carrier's effectiveness and reduces vulnerabilities. Finally, the deployment of the Gerald Ford reflects the broader evolution of naval strategy in the 21st century. Modern carriers are not solely platforms for firepower. They are sophisticated hubs for intelligence, command, and joint operations. Their value lies in both their physical capabilities and their symbolic significance, representing technological superiority, operational readiness, and strategic foresight. The Gerald Ford's presence in the Gulf demonstrates the U.S. Navy's ability to integrate these dimensions, projecting power while simultaneously influencing regional perceptions, shaping strategic calculations, and supporting the broader objectives of national and allied security. In conclusion, the deployment of the USS Gerald Ford into the Gulf embodies a convergence of operational, technological, strategic, economic, and symbolic considerations. Its capabilities extend beyond the projection of military force to encompass intelligence gathering, deterrence, reassurance of allies, and influence over regional dynamics. Through meticulous planning, advanced technology, and operational integration with supporting forces, the Gerald Ford maintains a position of strength in one of the world's most strategically significant regions. As the carrier operates from its launch position, its presence continues to shape the geopolitical landscape, reinforce U.S. commitments, and underscore the enduring importance of forward-deployed naval power in maintaining regional stability and global security. The deployment of the USS Gerald Ford into the Gulf marks a pivotal moment in modern naval strategy, reflecting a synthesis of operational capability, technological advancement, and strategic signaling. As the world's largest carrier assumes its launch position, it stands not only as a formidable military asset, but also as a symbol of the United States' commitment to maintaining stability, deterring aggression, and projecting power in one of the world's most strategically critical maritime regions. The implications of this deployment extend far beyond the immediate operational theater, influencing regional security dynamics, global economic considerations, and the strategic calculations of both allies and adversaries. Operationally, the Gerald Ford functions as a floating command and control hub, coordinating complex air, surface, and subsurface operations. Its advanced electromagnetic aircraft launch system, EMALS, next-generation radar, and integrated electronic warfare capabilities allow it to deploy aircraft rapidly and maintain a high operational tempo. The carrier's air wing, which includes fighter jets, surveillance aircraft, and unmanned systems, enables simultaneous execution of diverse missions such as reconnaissance, air defense, maritime interdiction, and precision strikes. This versatility ensures that the Gerald Ford can adapt to changing circumstances in the Gulf, providing U.S. commanders with a flexible and credible response capability at all times. Logistical support is a critical element in sustaining such a high-value asset. The Gerald Ford's nuclear propulsion provides the endurance necessary for extended operations without refueling, but maintaining operational readiness requires meticulous coordination of munitions, provisions, aircraft maintenance, and personnel support. An accompanying network of destroyers, cruisers, and supply ships ensures continuous sustainment and layered defense, allowing the carrier to operate effectively in complex environments. This logistical sophistication highlights the intricate planning and operational discipline required for modern naval power projection, emphasizing that the carrier's influence relies not only on its size and technology, but also on the seamless integration of supporting assets and resources. Strategically, the carrier's deployment communicates multiple messages simultaneously. To regional allies, it reassures that the U.S. remains committed to security, the protection of shipping lanes, and the deterrence of potential threats. For adversaries, it serves as a clear warning of the United States' ability to project power and respond decisively to any aggression. This dual signaling, reassurance to friends and deterrence to potential adversaries, is central to the concept of forward presence in naval strategy. By maintaining a visible and operationally ready asset in the Gulf, the U.S. enhances regional stability while influencing geopolitical calculations across multiple layers of engagement. The geopolitical context further underscores the significance of this deployment. The Gulf is a nexus of strategic interests, energy exports, and complex security challenges. Maritime routes in the region are vital for global commerce, particularly for oil and gas shipments, making their protection a top priority. The Gerald Ford's ability to monitor these routes, conduct surveillance, and respond rapidly to threats ensures that disruptions are minimized, reinforcing economic stability and global confidence. Moreover, its presence affects regional security dynamics, compelling both state and non-state actors to reassess their strategies in light of a highly capable U.S. naval asset operating in proximity. Technological innovation enhances the Gerald Ford's operational and strategic impact. Its email system enables faster and safer aircraft launches, while advanced arresting gear ensures reliable recoveries. Next-generation sensors, integrated communications, and command systems provide real-time situational awareness, allowing rapid decision-making across the fleet. Electronic warfare capabilities and cyber resilience further strengthen its defensive posture, ensuring the carrier can operate effectively in contested environments. These technological advantages are complemented by a highly trained crew capable of managing complex systems and executing demanding operations, underscoring the synergy between human expertise and advanced platforms. Regional dynamics add another layer of complexity. The Gulf is home to a variety of security challenges, from asymmetric threats like small boat attacks and mines to the strategic maneuvers of competing powers. The Gerald Ford's integration with supporting naval assets allows for layered defense and multi-domain response capabilities. Coordinated exercises with allied forces improve interoperability, enhancing the collective ability to manage crises and maintain security. This coordination demonstrates that modern naval operations extend beyond individual assets, relying on comprehensive task force integration to achieve strategic objectives. Historically, aircraft carriers have played a central role in U.S. strategy, influencing the behavior of allies and adversaries alike. From the Cold War to contemporary operations in the Middle East, carriers have been pivotal in shaping geopolitical outcomes by demonstrating capability, readiness, and resolve. The Gerald Ford continues this tradition while introducing new technological capabilities and operational flexibility. Its presence in the Gulf exemplifies how modern carriers combine symbolic power with practical operational capacity, projecting influence without necessarily engaging in direct conflict. The psychological and diplomatic impact of the deployment is significant. Media coverage of the carrier, its flight operations, and supporting task forces amplifies its symbolic weight, conveying U.S. commitment and operational readiness to global audiences. This visibility serves multiple functions, reassuring domestic constituencies, signaling to allies that security commitments are being honored, and deterring potential adversaries through this demonstration of credible power. In a world where perception often drives strategic behavior, the visibility of the Gerald Ford extends its influence far beyond the immediate operational area, shaping both regional and international calculations. Economic considerations reinforce the strategic importance of the carrier. The Gulf's critical shipping lanes and energy infrastructure are essential for the global economy. Ensuring the security of these routes directly impacts global trade, commodity prices, and energy stability. The Gerald Ford's capacity to monitor, protect, and respond to threats reinforces the reliability of these routes, demonstrating the direct link between military presence and economic stability. By safeguarding commerce, the carrier contributes not only to regional security, but also to global economic confidence. Finally, the deployment of the Gerald Ford illustrates the evolution of naval strategy in the 21st century. Modern carriers are multidimensional platforms capable of force projection, intelligence gathering, command and control, and strategic signaling. Their value lies in both tangible operational capabilities and the psychological impact they have on allies and adversaries. By positioning the world's largest carrier in the Gulf, the United States demonstrates a sophisticated understanding of the interplay between military readiness, strategic messaging, and geopolitical influence. In conclusion, the USS Gerald Ford represents the pinnacle of modern naval power, integrating technology, operational flexibility, and strategic foresight into a single, highly capable platform. Its deployment in the Gulf serves multiple purposes: deterring aggression, reassuring allies, protecting critical trade routes, and signaling U.S. commitment to regional and global security. The Gerald Ford is both a practical instrument of military capability and a symbol of American naval dominance, embodying the principles of forward presence, rapid response, and strategic influence. Its presence will continue to shape regional calculations, influence global perceptions, and reinforce the United States' ability to maintain stability in a strategically vital maritime theater. If you found this breakdown informative and insightful, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more in-depth analyses of global military developments. Hit the notification bell to stay updated on the latest news and strategic insights from around the world. Every like, share, and subscription helps us bring more detailed, high-quality content directly to you. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for further coverage of naval deployments, geopolitical developments, and the strategies shaping our modern world.